Welcome to another episode of Motivation Monday. My name is Tori Gann, and I just want to kind of go encourage us a little bit today. It's just since there's been another outbreak of COVID-19 and just some new cases that have come about. I just want to take this Motivation Monday for us to talk about the things that are in place, the steps that we should be taking, and I want to motivate us to take those steps because again, as you guys as younger people, or even me as a healthy person, I still just to be honest with you, fight with the battle of, oh, well, I'm okay. I shouldn't have to. And it's not, again, I have to remember it's not just about me. And we have to take on that place. It's not just about ourselves and as teens and younger people. That's kind of the big thing that begins to take off and what I've been hearing overall. And so as we begin to look at these things again, stay 6 feet apart, start taking those steps to stay apart. And even so with all these things that have been canceled and all the things that we've already gone through because of this pandemic, to allow it to rise again means that we've put ourselves right back into the same place and same situation. And again, we just go back to wearing a mask. And I believe the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. If we would take the straight line, direct approach toward these steps as far as protecting ourselves and protecting others, that's the benefit of beating it, because again, we are collaborating, we are sticking together, we're doing it as a group, and it's not just about me or my own way. It's about us all helping each other out. And even though things have been cut off and you've cut off from graduations, look, let's use those things as motivation even more to protect ourselves so that we can bring this thing to an end, or at least flatten out the curve so it can't continue to grow more. And so as these things take on, all the things that have been removed or taken away as students, let's use it as motivation. Let's use it as fuel to say, okay, I'm going to take steps. I'm going to do my part to make sure that this pandemic stops now at my place alone. And even if no one else is doing what they should be doing, I'm going to do what I should be doing. And maybe that will trigger everyone else to do what they need to do to be able to get along and get beyond this pandemic being a situation where people are getting sick and dying from it. So again, I'm going to challenge you back to on times where you feel like I didn't need to wear my mask. Okay, I challenge you, wear it. I challenge you to take that precaution, take that step, begin to do the things that you can do, to challenge you to stay the 6 feet apart and be able to not be in crowded places. And that's my challenge. My challenge to you is to make sure that we help one another live throughout this time. Because though it affects people differently, that alone, knowing it affects people differently, should take us out of trying to compare how we feel with how others will feel. So we begin to just, let's look at those things and say, okay, my mask, my 6 feet social distancing, not being in crowded areas, making sure I properly am okay, feeling okay before I even go out in public, and if I can, stay around the house. Now, that being said, staying around the house is a big bummer. Like, it's just like a big letdown. I'm tired of looking at the same old walls. I'm ready to get out. I'm ready to do some things, but we also are ready for this to end. So I want to kind of encourage you, don't be so ready to get out that you allow this thing to creep back up again. Make sure you're ready. Make sure we're all doing the ready on both ends. That means I'm readily protecting myself and I'm readily going out as I'm supposed to make sure we bring this to an end. So what we can do, working together, create a new normal. Obviously, stick to a schedule. Go find a schedule. Find your school schedule. And I know summertime, man, schedules off. I mean, I have teenage kids, and they can sleep all day or do whatever they can do. But by all means, find your schedule. Find something that you can do. Set a time to wake up. Set a time for you to eat breakfast, for you to eat lunch, for you to eat dinner, whatever that may be. But set that schedule and begin to build up and create your own norm, create your own setup. And even if you need to place some things in life and say, okay, I'm gonna do this day, or I'm gonna do this day, or whatever. But put it on the schedule. Put it on something you can do, and then make your transitions as well. Like again, I said when you're gonna eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that may be different depending on when you wake up. Your breakfast may be at 1 p.m., but But whatever it is, have your schedule in place and start being able to put those things in place. Create your sleep time, and again, could be different, but make sure you have it. Have something in place where when I know when things are structured, they seem more valuable. It's like getting a certificate. If you just keep it on paper only, you can tend to lose it. But the minute it's framed and the minute it's put into a frame, the value goes up. Well, when you frame your day and frame your time, the value of it goes up. It's not so structured or so routine that you're bored with it, but it's framed as its value. You raise the value. Allow yourself downtime. Even though you can't go out, give yourself some downtime to do some things. And this is parents as well. Teens, maybe want to be on social media. Heck, give yourself a downtime from looking at screens all day. Give yourself a downtime. Find something, I know this may be awful to hear, but find something to read. Find something that you enjoy reading. Have some reading competitions, kind of what we do around here at our house. We have these reading competitions where we challenge each other to read and be able to come out. And talk, share information, about what's happening, about the whole hand washing, wash your hand for 20 seconds, and sometimes we hear this stuff and we go like, man, people really got to be told to wash their hand for 20 seconds. Well, I don't believe it's that people don't know. I think people don't practice it. So you can know something and not practice it. And we have the statement that you guys have probably heard, practice makes perfect. And I think practice makes permanent. So if you just go through the motions of not washing, even though you know to wash for 20 seconds, but if you don't wash, that doesn't do you any good to know the information, right? Because if it's not applied, it's of no value. And then so you look at these things about the fact of the stress that comes with social distancing, not being able to see other people, as talk to each other. You can still talk over the phone. You can still talk to people. Remember to encourage your friends. You never know who's taking this at a darker place than others. And they could be at a risk for depression and suicide, but continually talk, schedule phone calls, schedule texting, whatever schedule you need to do. Lose your time, schedule something that you can send a snap or whatever it is, a little snap dance. Just take a schedule and begin to schedule those things. And that's a challenge too. Do a social media encouragement at some point. Send something that's going to help others as well as yourself while you're thinking and planning the next activity to send. That will help others grow as well. So we want to make sure that we're looking to stay safe. We want to stay connected while we stay safe. And as we're reaching out virtually, you can make videos, sit around, create games, do little treasure hunts throughout. Call your friends and say, what do you have? Is this in your living room? How many remotes are in your living room? Can you find this many remotes? Can you find this many tables? Create a game. Use your mind. Be creative. I do recommend drawing and doing activities with simple things like coloring can really consume your time. And I know for me, drawing helps me settle down because I'm a hyper person. So it helps me begin to bring things into perspective about being creative with my mind, which my mind kind of turns into a theater sometimes with the way it's being created. So as we're taking these balances and this thing starts to drop and flatten out, then we can get back to our norm. But if we start to become crooked, remember the shortest distance between two points is a straight line. But if we get crooked and begin to not wear a mask and begin to take turns about not staying in social distancing and begin to get, this thing is going to continue on. It's going to take us longer to get to our destination just because we have changed the route. And so we want to make sure we don't change the route. As healthy as you are, the person next to you may not be. And that means we need to make sure we're taking care of one another. And that whole statement of love your neighbor as you love yourself. Everywhere you go, the people around you, those are neighbors. And love yourself enough to wear a mask. Love yourself enough to stay socially distant with the 6 feet apart. And that's going to love your neighbor. Just by automatically you taking care of you is going to take care of them. And that's going to bring value to the whole group, to the whole status of us all, begin to bring that thing. So all your strength is in union. All of our strength. It's in our unity together. But all of our weaknesses is in discord. So we want to look at that part of that. If my strength has been unified with everyone else that's taking a precaution, we're strong. If my weakness is based on me not taking a precaution and others not taking a precaution, that means that we've divided ourselves from what can help us and started to make us weaker. So collaboration is multiplication. That's our most valuable thing. Let's collaborate together for a healthy life. Let's do our part so we can end this pandemic of COVID-19 and striking down others, and saying that I'm going to do my part to help others. So challenge yourself, that mask wearing and upkeep of what you need to do with your time, and then we're going to have our best tomorrow by living our better today. Hey, thank you guys. I can't wait to see you again. Bye.